I canceled my daughter's 16th birthday party the day before after finding out she'd been bullying a classmate online, and now she says I've humiliated her in front of everyone and that I'm the worst mother she could have. My daughter Peyton turned 16 last Saturday. We'd been planning this birthday party for 2 months, and I'd put a lot of effort and money into it. We rented out a room at a local restaurant, invited about 40 of her friends, hired a DJ, ordered a custom cake, the whole thing. The total cost was probably close to $3,000, which is a lot for us, but I wanted to make her sweet 16 special. Last Thursday night, 2 days before the party, I got a call from another mother in Peyton's grade. Her daughter is named Jada, and I don't know her well, but I've seen her around at school events. The mom, Christine, said she needed to talk to me about something serious. She told me that Peyton and several of her friends had been running an Instagram account for the past few months where they posted photos of other students with mean captions making fun of their appearance, clothes, and personal lives. Christine said Jada had been featured on this account multiple times. The posts about her were particularly cruel, talking about her weight and her family's financial situation. Christine sent me screenshots. The account name was something like The Truth About Lakewood, and it had hundreds of followers from their school. The post about Jada said things like, when you shop exclusively at Goodwill, and some people should really learn what a gym is. I felt sick reading them. The account didn't have Peyton's name on it, but Christine said multiple students had identified Peyton and 3 of her friends as the ones running it based on things they'd said in person that matched the posts. Jada had apparently been crying herself to sleep and begging to switch schools. I confronted Peyton immediately. At first she denied it, then she admitted she was part of the account, but said it was mostly her friend Morgan's idea and that they were just joking around. I asked how making fun of a girl's weight and calling her poor was a joke. Peyton said everyone at school thought the account was funny, and that Jada was being overly sensitive. I asked to see her phone. She refused at first, but I insisted. I went through her messages and found a group chat with 3 other girls where they discussed what to post next. Peyton had suggested several of the captions about Jada. There were laughing emojis and comments about how pathetic some of their targets were. I was furious and heartbroken. I asked Peyton how she could be so cruel to another person. She started crying and said I didn't understand how things worked at school, that if she didn't participate, her friends would have turned on her instead. I said that was the worst excuse I'd ever heard and that she'd been actively choosing to hurt someone for months. I told her the party was canceled. She completely lost it, screaming that I couldn't do that everyone was already planning to come, that she'd been looking forward to this for months. I said I wasn't going to reward bullying behavior with a $3,000 party, and that she needed to understand there were consequences for her actions. She called me every name in the book and said I was ruining her life. I stuck to my decision. The next morning, I called the restaurant and canceled everything. I lost the deposits, about $800 total, but I didn't care. I sent a message to the group chat of parents whose kids were invited, explaining that the party was canceled due to a family matter and apologizing for the late notice. Peyton spent the entire day before her birthday crying in her room. On her actual birthday, she wouldn't come out at all. My husband thinks I did the right thing, but wishes I'd found a less public way to punish her. His argument is that canceling the party humiliated Peyton in front of all her friends and might make the social situation at school worse. My sister says I overreacted and that teenagers do stupid things, and I should have just grounded her privately instead of making such a dramatic statement. Peyton's dad, my ex-husband, called me and said I was being too harsh and that 16-year-olds don't have fully developed brains to understand the consequences of their actions online, but I keep thinking about Jada and how she must have felt seeing those posts about herself. And the fact that Peyton wasn't just a passive participant. She was actively suggesting cruel things to say about another kid. Peyton is back at school now and barely speaking to me. She said everyone is asking what happened to her party and she's mortified. Am I the asshole?